What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Sister Girl on Films. And yes, I am back with episode 2, season 2 of Put a Ring on It. Put a ring on it. That's not the theme song, but that's what I sing every time it come on.
Hey, Sister Girl on Films, you don't want to miss a thing. Better stay tuned in. So lay back, get into the vibe, in the mood. Real reviews from a sister's point of view. Trailer reactions, movies and TV. So entertaining and authentic, believe me. So roll that footage, I'm ready to chill. Time to hang out with my sister girl. Hey, Sister Girl on Films. Hey, Sister Girl on Films. Hey.
So, just like I said last week, we left with a cliffhanger. Is Darian going to go on the second date with Kai, or is he not? And like I said, he's going to go on the second date with Kai.
I want to see Kai again.
So, of course, Alexia is not feeling that. And even Eric and Jessica are like, bruh, don't go on the second date because it's going to put a little damper on your 14-year relationship. And child, Jessica talking about, I think it's already a little issue in that 14 years.
Damage it to them 14 years.
Baby, them 14 years already damaged.
I said, oh, y'all shady in the confessionals. So anyway, of course, Alexia ain't feeling that, but we ain't got time to process that because Dr. Nicole lets them know, you men went on your dates, it challenged your relationship a little bit, but now it's the women's turn. So the women, they're a little bit more reserved, which I feel like is going to be the case for most of the season. I hope not, because it's going to be a boring ass season, but I figured the first dates for the ladies probably were going to be kind of a snooze fest, and I was right because this episode was so boring. I didn't even take notes, so hopefully I don't miss nothing, but also I feel like there ain't nothing that I would have missed because wasn't nothing going on anyway. So first up on the dates is going to be Jessica. And so Jessica, is getting ready for her date, and Eric, is in a wife beater and a do-rag. He, I guess, trying to make it seem like he ain't pressed or whatever. He ain't worried about this little date. And so Jessica come walking down the stairs, and baby, sis is gorgeous, okay? Now remember, y'all, I said last week, Eric is doing all this hee ha ha and trying to be cute, making all these jokes, but when it's time for Jessica to go on her date, he ain't gonna have all that energy. And I was not wrong. Honey, he had to pick his face up off the floor. He said, oh, that's cute. She's like, yeah, I bought this dress when you was on your little date last week. I went ahead and bought this for my date this week. I said, go ahead, sis. And I mean, it was form-fitting. Baby hairs was laid. I said, oh, Jessica did not come to play. And she got some pretty teeth. I just wanted to point that out. Anyway, so we get the walk-up of the date. I think his name, I feel like they said his name was Randy. But then I feel like at some point they call him Randlin. Or Randon. So I'm gonna call him Randy, okay? So Randy walk up, giving us usual Atlanta F-boy look, okay? Tattoos everywhere. A little chin strap situation, beard, but he didn't have this part, so it wasn't a full beard. I don't know what was happening, but it was messing with my eyeballs. But he was alright to look at, it's a starting point, so hopefully the men starts to get better as the season progresses, because if not, these women got the short end of the stick, because the women last week was beautiful. Anyway, so Rand gets to the door, and so here come Eric little ass running down the stairs. I said, now Jessica didn't do all that when what was a girl named Sasha whatever last week when she was at the door, but we're gonna let it slide. So he give Eric a hard time looking like Jessica daddy at the door, because y'all know he look older than Jessica. Says, sir, you already look like her daddy or her drunk uncle. One of the two. And so Rand knocked on the door. He like, who is it? He's like, it's Rand, dog. He's like, who is it? It's Randy. I'm sorry, who is it? First of all, I wouldn't have repeated myself after the first time because you playing with me. It's cameras. I'm here. Let's not do this. And so Eric is like mad rude and opens the door, and then he's like, who you here for? He's like, I'm here for Jessica. You got the wrong address, and closed the door in his face. Childish and rude. And so Jessica like, stop you being an a-hole. Go open the door. So then Eric goes back, opens the door, and lets Randy in. And as I suspected, honey, he got up top of them steps and saw Jessica looking like a sexy cheetah, and his mouth fell on the floor. And he was like, oh, I'm doing great now. I know you are. And Eric's in there looking dumb with his wife beater on and his do-rag looking like a fool. I said, you got to clean up better when you know somebody on their way to come get your woman. I'm just saying. So they leave to go on their little date. I think they just went to like an outdoor restaurant or cafe. So I don't think they were eating. I don't know what they was doing, child, but they was outside. And, you know, they had a little dry ass conversation. And basically, long story short, Randy is 32 years old, ain't got no kids, ain't never been in a real relationship, ain't never been married, and he looking for love. How, sir?
Don't get it out of the way now. I ain't never had a girlfriend, ever. Because I felt like I wasn't ever ready for it, you know? So.
How? You got to crawl before you walk, Randy. You can't go from, I ain't never been in love, ain't never been in a relationship, to now I want to be married with kids. Who are you trying to sell this dream to? Jessica done been with a man for 4 years that she been trying to get to marry her. She can read through all the BS, and she did, and she saw it as a red flag. But she was cute, you know, and nice, and still gave him a little flirty conversation because he eyed on the eyes, but you could tell she wasn't feeling it. So we move past that date. They done. So next we have Alexia and Chris. So Alexia and Darian are waiting for her date to roll up. And then we get this little muscle-bound dude walking up, and he's 42 years old, personal trainer. Y'all, I hate to say it. I really hate to say it. He was not attractive, y'all. I felt like his beard was too big for his face, and he got little bitty lips. And then so the beard overpowered his face, and his lips were kind of dark, like he probably used to smoke weed back in the day. And then y'all know how when people smoke weed, how their lips turn colors. Y'all know it. You can tell when a dude smoke weed. I mean, that could have been the natural color of his lips, but I know a weed smoking lip when I see it. And it just all wasn't, it didn't work for me, y'all. But again, to somebody out there, Chris is fine, honey. To somebody out there, his name is Chris Anthony. He's a personal trainer in Atlanta. He do not mess with his clients. So if you're trying to get it right, get it tight for the summer. Summer's already here, baby. But Chris can get you together. And you got to worry about him flirting with you because that's what he said to Alexia and Darren. Anyway, so Darren gets to the door and my guy, Chris, got his mask on. I said, I'm not mad at it because first of all, you don't know these people. You don't know if they double vaxxed and waxed and ready for summer or they anti-vaxxers. We don't know. I'm not making no judgments. I'm just saying. But he had his mask on, and Darian like, oh, he got his mask on. I was thinking smart man. So Lexia see him. I said, that's not fair to her, because now she don't know what to expect, because you got your mask on, and he had on glasses. It was a whole thing. So he sat down, they chit-chat a little bit while she got ready, and Darian judging him because he all muscular, and he a personal trainer and all that. And then, so before Chris got there, Alexia was talking about, oh, I hope he don't recognize you talking to Darian. I said, girl, he ain't gonna know him. He ain't gonna know that man. I'm just saying, he ain't gonna know him. We know Field Mob, but we don't know Field Mob. And sure enough, she said, hey, do you know him? He said, I've never seen that man before in my life. I said, okay, Kiki. Come on, Kiki. I hate to say it. We know if I saw him walking down the street. Sorry to this man. That's what Chris said. So Alexia laughing, Darian looking dumb, and then they leave and go on their date. So their date was cute. It's at the batting cage. And y'all know Alexia, former, pro basketball player. So, she athletic. And Chris, tried to try her. She's like, I'm going to hit a home run. He was like, you sure about that? And she's like, don't believe it. Just watch. That's what she was thinking, right? So they get in the batting cage. And like, they have fun. They both did a pretty good job. Looked like maybe Alexia was doing a little bit better than Chris. And then so they sit down and talk. And pretty much he just, asking her, what she looking for, to get out of this experience. And then she keeps shifting the conversation back to Darian. And Chris is like, okay, but what do you want? What are you looking for? And his tone was kind of patronizing to me. Maybe it's just me. Y'all let me know in the comments below. Was his tone kind of doing the most? I feel like it kind of was. But Alexia took it in stride. I guess she used to having a hot-headed man, so she didn't pay no mind. So their date ended or whatever, and she seemed like she was kind of feeling it, but she really didn't give us no clues neither way, here or there. Last but not least, we have Shon and LaRonda. And so before their date, Dr. Nicole comes over and kind of talks to him because Shon is just really apprehensive about the whole experience, and he's just really nervous about LaRonda leaving him. And immediately, like before Dr. Nicole even walks up to the door, I was like, he is really giving me like anxiety or like anxious type vibes. And I really get that a lot from Shon last episode and into this one, maybe a little less last episode, but definitely like the whole tone in this episode for me with him was just anxiety and fragility, not weakness. I want to be very clear, not weakness, but fragility. And so when Dr. Nicole comes in, he, you know, talks about that and says that he is nervous and he's very anxious and he doesn't want to lose LaRonda. And this whole experience is just a lot for him. And, you know, Dr. Nicole is just trying to encourage him, you know, just stay in the process, you know, in the long run, you know, it'll be good for you. And, you know, I know you have these issues in your past with your father and you don't want to repeat that, but you're not treating LaRonda how your dad treated your mother. So, you know, you're good. So he seemed like he was kind of okay, but he still looks really apprehensive. And he talked about how he wanted to be a provider for her, but him being an entertainer, he doesn't have steady income. So that also makes him very worried that he won't be able to provide for her. And LaRonda's like, look, I don't care if you make $50,000 a year or $500,000 a year. You know, if you're treating me right, you loving me, we can make it. I feel like he needs to recognize that he has that in LaRonda and that she does not care about the material stuff and she just really wants to be with him. And that's why she feels like she doesn't know if she can stay around for him to get financially stable or where he feels like he's comfortable financially, because he is in a very fickle career field, honestly, in entertainment and being a comedian. It's highs and lows, and you see that even with the biggest name comedians, where they can be at the highest of highs, and then, you know, the new person comes in and now they're at the high and the other person's not in demand as much. So, I mean, if that's not how you want your life to be, then maybe you need to find another career, honey. And it's not that you can't be successful in this, but if finances are impacting your relationship to this point, to you getting physically ill and having anxiety about your relationship, new career path, sir. I'm just saying. So anyway, so after Dr. Nicole kind of talks him off the ledge a little bit, we get the next scene. LaRonda is finishing up, lotioning up and oiling up them long legs, honey, getting ready for her date. Looking beautiful, okay? She had the girls was out, and Shon was like, you got a little pin? She was like, for what? What you mean? Like, you know, for your girl. She's like, honey, they in about as much as they gonna go in, and this ain't even that much. You need to calm down.
Do you got a pen?
A pen for what?
For your brace.
And so Shon is all nervous, and then we have LaRonda's date walk up. His name is John. Child. Again, he's probably handsome to somebody. He just was not my particular cup of tea. That's all I'm gonna say. So Shon goes to the door, opens the door. John talking about blessings, King. You know what I'm saying? How you doing today? I said, blessings, King, and grand rising to you too, sir. What is happening? So Shon let him in the house, and so John just started walking ahead of him, and Shon was like, whoa, 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 brother. Okay, you done got a little beside yourself. You done made yourself comfortable already. He's like, player is tripping. So, you know, John introduced himself to LaRonda, and then so LaRonda and Shon treat this again as though they're looking for a throuple. I don't know what's happening with their energy. They trying too hard to seem comfortable with the situation. I don't know. But John, Shon, and LaRonda all sit down. And so Shon is like, you know, so what you looking for? And John is like, you know, I'm just looking for a connection. You know, I know this is experience for you and for you. I said, are you interviewing for a throuple? Like, are you down with this?
If nothing else, you know what I mean?
Hey.
Because y'all are searching for something. You know, I'm searching for something.
Are you attracted to both of them? Because ain't nothing wrong with it if you are. But the energy you was giving me was like, look, I'm open to whatever y'all open to. You know, if it's just about her, it's just about her. If it's about all three of us, it can be about all three of us. I'm just saying. So after John's very awkward throuple interview, him and LaRonda go ahead and go on to their date, and they go to like a little like a winery, maybe have a cute little wine tasting. And shout out to Black Girl Magic Wine, honey, because that was one of the bottles. That's the bottle of wine that assumingly they picked. So it's okay, shouting out the Black-owned brand. I'm here for it. So they're just having a little chat, you know, and about, you know, what does John do? And he, you know, he does music. Okay, another, you know, fickle entertainer. And so he's like, I wrote a song for you. She's like, okay, you gonna give me a little taste? So I love LaRonda. Her energy is so bomb. I see why Shon love her. She seems to have an amazing personality. She cracks me up. She's like, okay, let me hear a little bit. Y'all, he started singing, and then the hook was somebody put a ring on it. I said, sir.
Find you, I'ma put a ring on it. I'ma put a ring on it.
You just want the producers to hear your little song that you wrote for the theme for this show. You ain't slick. You ain't slick. So during their date, they, have a little contest where they stand on the side of the room, throw grapes into each other's mouth. Real just childish, girl. But so their little date was cute. It was fun, but you could tell with no sparks. And John was just trying to, get his demo pass off to the right person probably. And so he's like, I had a great time. I hope you had a great time. I really love to have a second date because I got a couple more songs I really would like to get out into the public. So if you could just go on a second date with me, I can also hit up those tracks as well. And then LaRonda was like, he didn't say that, y'all. But you read between the lines. That's probably what was happening with his put a ring on the song. Anyway, talking about he wrote that for LaRonda. Boy, you wrote it for the producers of the show. You wrote it for Will Packer. Stop playing. Anyway, so while LaRonda and John are on their date, honey, we see Shon back at him and LaRonda place. Child, he doing push-ups. He laying on the couch. He's soaking. He didn't FaceTime his homeboy crying, talking about he can't handle it. His homeboy was like, I told you that jealousy is a bitch. He's like, yeah, he coming in talking about blessings king with his fake ass. I said, Shon, calm down. You was just on a date last week, sir. He's soaking on the couch. He's crying, and he go in the bathroom and throw up. This man. So we get back to group therapy, and Dr. Cole's like, okay, we done with the date. Ladies, tell me how everything went. So she started with Alexia. I believe it was Alexia. Y'all no. She started with Jessica. And Jessica said, it was cool. Randy, he was cute and all. It was a good vibe. But ultimately, she wasn't really feeling it. And she felt the red flags about him talking about he never been in a relationship. He 32. So she cool. She'll pass. She don't want a second date. So then we get to Alexia, and Alexia, said it was good to have a conversation. Y'all see, they petty. See, last week, Darian was talking about the conversation he had was just so amazing. He ain't had one like it. So this week, she's talking about she had a great conversation with this dude, and it was nice for just to have her talk and not be interrupted. But then she said her and Darian had a conversation from 12 a.m. to 7 a.m. like they was back in college. I said, girl, make up your mind. Did you have a good conversation on the date, or did you and Darian have the best conversation y'all had in years? Because I'm confused. I feel like she's just trying to make Darian mad, which I ain't mad at, because he's gonna show his ass again next episode. So anyway, but Alexia she wasn't feeling it. She said Chris checked off all the boxes for her, physically. Don't know how, but okay. Physically, his body was right. She felt like he, was kind of cute to look at. The conversation was flowing, but he just didn't have that spark. Girl, ain't nobody gonna have a spark for you this season. You just want to be with Darian, ashy ass. So lastly, we got Shon and LaRonda. And so LaRonda said, John was cool. He was really nice. He wrote a song for her, and Shon looking all stressful. And so she, said, I had a good time. And Dr. Nicole was like, well, were you going on a second date with him? And she was like, well, and before she could even answer, I said, she's not going to go on a second date with him because how it's going to impact Shon. That's it. And sure enough, she said no because, I think I don't want to go on a second date because I don't want it to have an impact on Shon.
Going to decline another date.
Why?
I think I have to think about Shon and how he may be feeling in that moment.
And Dr. Nicole was like, so you don't want to have a second date because of how Shon is going to respond in that moment. And she was like, exactly. And I'm like, Shon seems like he's a nice guy, but also I get a lot of emotional manipulation, and it's probably wholly unintentional, but I still get the emotional manipulation from him because he's sitting there looking at her with the puppy dog eyes. He's looking at her puppy dog eyes. She's getting ready to leave, and I think it's just putting a whole lot on her to not only continue to to stroke his ego, to make him feel like he is significant in a relationship, but then also having to be the one to console him when he puts himself into these bad emotional places to where he's having panic attacks because he's afraid of losing her. And so Shon talks about, you know, how he doesn't want to end up like his dad, and that's still weighing on him. But you knew what this process was like, you know? So if you feel like you are in a place that dark emotionally, this ain't the place to be trying to work through them trauma issues, baby. You need to go to a therapist on your own time before you go to a national reality TV show. That's just my honest opinion, y'all. Because I feel like at this point, it's taking LaRonda out of the experience, because she's going to coddle him and she's going to give less than half of her effort to this process because of Shon's fragile ego. Or until in a few episodes when he meets a girl that he really likes and he decides to show his ass. I'm just saying. So that was it, y'all. That's it and that's all. This episode wasn't hitting on nothing. So hopefully next week will be a much more entertaining episode, because next week all the couples are going on dates with new people except for Darian. He is going out with Kai, and it looks like it's gonna be a little drama because Kai is a professional side chick. So let me know in the comments below if you like this episode, what you thought about it, if you feel like Shon is in fact being emotionally manipulative with LaRonda, and if she should put up with it or they should just leave the process. I mean, y'all let me know in the comments below. And as always, y'all, like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'm gonna see y'all next time for something else. Thank y'all so much for your support, and I'm gonna see y'all next time. Holla.
Sister girl on films. Hey.